I can't do it.
Okay.
We'll do it live.
Okay. No.
We'll do it live. F it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Thing sucks.
Yes, it does. Welcome into the Daily Puck Drop. It is Wednesday, August 20th, kiddos. Big thanks to everyone watching or listening live or later on the podcast. We appreciate it. We go live every single day on YouTube and X and the Puck Sports mobile app at 10 a.m. And once everything is wrapped up, everything's podcast later up on YouTube. Just search Puck Sports, and on your favorite podcast platforms, Apple, Spotify, does not matter. And, of course, you find us at pucksports.com. We broadcast every day from the Limbach Lumber Studios. They are the best in the business for your lumber needs. They've been doing it since 1930 with a handshake, a smile, and they are the number one trusted local lumber store in the area. Give them a call, 206-782-3487. Visit them at limbachlumber.com. Visit me on all these social media platforms, X, Instagram, Blue Sky at Puck Sports, and on TikTok, Puck_Sports. We got a great show for you today. We'll talk about, the Mariners' road woes. Victor Robles suspended. Ryan Divish is back for his weekly appearance. We give you a sneak preview of it. The full show available for Puck's Posse members. Again, go to pucksports.com to sign up there. Little Seahawks Camping news. And it is a Wednesday. We missed him on Monday. Ladies and gentlemen, he is back from driving across the entire state. It is our good friend, Jim Moore, the go-to guy, brought to you by not one, but two sponsors.
Yeah, Puck, really happy to have Brad Brotherton on board here at pucksports.com. Brotherton Cadillac Buick GMC at Brotherton. They're proud to be a fourth-generation family-owned dealership. It's not just a business that's been generational. They're also 4 generations deep at Washington State University. God's country. It was over there. Looked beautiful over the weekend, helping my kids get set up in their apartment. So fun to be back there. And I know Brad Brotherton enjoys Pullman as much as I do. The Cougar Pride runs strong at Brotherton. Yeah, and we all know that Cougs take care of Cougs. But that said, they'll treat their Husky friends just as well. But listen, if you bring up our Apple Cup record against you guys, we're going to bring up 2008. We miss Tyrone Willingham just as much as you do at Brotherton Buick GMC. Whether you're up north or down south, there's a Brotherton location nearby. The north end, visit Brotherton Cadillac Northwest on Aurora and Shoreline. In the south end, you'll find Brotherton Buick GMC and Brotherton Cadillac in Renton, just off of 405, or check out brothertonauto.com.
We need
also
a separate podcast. We need a separate podcast for the Brotherton Read.
Well, I'm trying to work into things here. It's a new sponsor. I'm trying to, give him a lot of bang for his buck. So shut the hell up. I mean, God, Limbach Lumber. I mean, you go on forever about them. Okay. You mind?
Spend a little bit more money, I think.
And I'm such a big deal. I'm a big deal when I got 2 sponsors, also sponsored by a Clean Streak, professional window and exterior cleaning service, serving Island and Skagit counties for more than 10 years. Now expanding to Snohomish County. I know how much you love Brian Turner. Jason Puckett, I know how much you do. They'll do it all for you. Gutter cleaning, roof cleaning, pressure washing, window washing, one-stop shop for all your cleaning needs. Call 360-395-5748 or visit acleanstreak.com. Is there anything else you want to give me a hard time about?
No, I was just going to say this. We can say anything today on this show today on Wednesday, August 20th, as, of course, we start every show at 10 a.m., the podcast, because the baseball game is going on right at the same time. 0 audience today. I mean, absolute 0. In fact, I think we should just do play-by-play of the game, pitch-by-pitch analysis of said game.
Okay, well, you know what? I was going to bring that up, and I'm excited about this. Because right now I'm looking at YouTube. There's 107 people watching this.
Yeah, no, that's I don't even think there's that many.
Yeah,
I think those are bots.
Well, it might be because oh God, Moore's back on Wednesday. Maybe that's why they're tuning out. But the best news of all, the best news of all is that when you were at KJR, you did the New York Vinny impression of play-by-play. And I think people would like to hear that again.
We've got the lineup tonight, and Randy Rosarena's leading off, and then Cal Raleigh Julio's back in the lineup. So why, for some reason, they put in Mitch Garver at number 5. Donovan Solano, I'm lighter than Solano. Solano's fatter than me. J.P. Crowder, Dylan Moore still on the team. Koya. I'm not a good New York Vinny. It's like the worst. It's like the worst New York Vinny of all time. But
no, it isn't. Is Dylan Moore actually playing today?
Dylan Moore. Yes, we've got the law firm of Solano, Garver, and Moore. Tell me you want to win the final game against the Phillies when those three are playing at the same bleeping time.
Can we just hire like a non-analytics guy that is so sick of platoons? Can we just stop this stuff with the platoons? And I know that platoon guy is going to say why it's a good thing to do, but Dylan Moore can't hit anybody. I mean, you think Dylan Moore could hit that switch pitcher the Mariners have in practice? Probably not.
He's had a tough time. I mean, the more I understand Dylan more than I understand Solano.
Well,
but they don't. I mean, they don't have any options. Well, out there.
I know, but they need to give Naylor some time off. Struck out 3 times last night. Maybe he's getting fatigued. I don't know, but
what's he getting fatigued about? First pitch.
Well, he's overweight.
First pitch inside. He's not overweight. He's big
and
bone.
It's humid back there. Yeah, he's overweight.
He's not overweight. He's
perfect
not
chubby
size.
Like you, but he's overweight.
5 minutes into the show, we're already making cracks about someone's weight.
Well, I'm setting
really,
you up.
Really just missed you.
I'm setting you up for, whenever you say something about, hey, did you go to bed early last night, Jim? You're getting up there in age a little bit. And
2 balls and no strikes on Randy Rosarino. Now it's 3-0. They've got to throw him a fastball here. Doesn't want to walk the leadoff hitter.
You have the game on?
Yeah, I'm watching the games right behind me.
I've got,
I keep turning around.
I'm trying to watch it, but you know how difficult it is with me and cyber stuff.
That's okay. Don't worry about it. Where we were lost talking.
There we
about
go. Full count on a Rosarina.
Is anybody watching or yeah? This will be a tough. Yeah, no one's watching or listening today. Let's see if they can avoid getting swept here. And it's been just a terrible road trip for these guys. It's been awful. They've just not played good. The pitching hasn't been good. Nothing has been good. But yeah, they roll out a lineup today that has Donovan Solano and Dylan Moore and Mitch Garver. At least Mitch Garver hits lefties. He's got pretty good numbers against left-handers this year.
But remember the last time we were mocking their lineup?
And then they won. Yeah. Solano's going to have a great game. Yeah, and Solano, watch it. Donovan Solano will have a great game today.
He probably will. Well, what happened to that Donnie Barrels guy? Does he have to change his nickname?
I don't know. Do we have? Let me ask you something. I should know this. Yeah, we should change his nickname for sure. So Canzone got hit on the wrist, right? The other day. Like how long? I'm just wondering how long he's going to be out for. Like is he out? Like how many games? Because wouldn't you just rather have him in right field if he can play?
One would think, yes.
Right?
I got to admit, I'm not up to speed and up to date. I'm trying to catch up because I was busy getting my kids moved into an apartment in Pullman and then going over to Long Beach to celebrate my mom's 96th birthday. Although we did listen to the game last night.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. Well, can we get somebody on here that has been paying attention to sports? Hello, is there anybody around?
What?
Is anybody here?
I have a life other than this podcast.
Everybody has a life. And speaking of having life,
I missed a couple Mariner games, and it seems like I picked a good time to miss some of the Mariner games because they're not playing well.
Do you think?
Did you know they've only scored 12 runs off of starters on this road trip?
Do you think anyone's gonna notice with your breaking down baseball analysis that you haven't seen the games? Do you think people are gonna go, God dang it, I've sure missed that baseball guru more?
Well, yeah, I think it's interesting how you have Seahawks Camping on your lineup, and it's after you're talking to Divish today. And so clearly you're not going to involve me in any Seahawks analysis.
Oh, I can. You know what? That's a mistake. I should have had that earlier.
No, that's okay. Yeah,
I'm
not really up to speed on what's going on with Mike McDonald's team either.
I want your thoughts on Anthony Bradford. What kind of camp has Bradford had so far?
Well, Bradford has had a terrific camp. He's held off, Christian Haynes. A lot of people thought he would take over at right guard, the 3rd-round pick last year. A lot of expectations for Haynes, especially being drafted that high. But Anthony Bradford, he's come to camp in the best shape of his life. He's more agile. He can handle this outside zone blocking scheme. It's better suited for him. They're playing to his strengths here. Clint Kubiak was a great hire for Anthony Bradford, and the offensive line has looked terrific.
Yes,
See,
there
I can say all kinds of bullshit like that.
Yeah, it's perfect.
You get Brian Nemhauser, and you get what's the other guy, Corbin Smith. I mean, all these guys sound a hell of a lot smarter than me, but I just said shit that they just say. So there you go.
Yeah. There you go. You sound great. You broke it down. It's there's no real science behind this. I'll tell you that. Dom Canzone, he left the game on Monday. He hit on the X-rays were negative. Yeah, maybe it's still. I guess it's day to day and all that, but I don't know. When you rather have Dom,
are they still not wanting to have him go lefty?
No, but his numbers are good against left-handers.
I know
they're better than Dylan Moore. Do you know? And you probably don't.
Yeah, Moore's better than righties, right?
No, I don't know if that's true, but maybe it is. But
Julio home run.
You're ahead of me. I don't like it. Hold on, it's a scoreless game. Count 1-2. Lozado faith in Julio Rodriguez. Julio from the Dominican. Come on, Julio, get a swing.
You're that far behind me here?
Yeah, why am I so far behind you? Yeah, I'm like a good 8 seconds. Julio home run to left field. And ladies and gentlemen, our baseball coverage brought to you by Brotherton Cadillac and a clean streak. No, you know how much the percentage that Dylan Moore has struck out since the All-Star break?
Well, it seems like, 3 out of 4 times?
I know, but just give me a percentage. Closest to the pin. What do you think it is?
Half the time?
Yeah, 50%. His strikeout rate is 50%. Because I was looking at this the other day since the trade deadline. I wanted to see, before Suarez had his game last night, because he's kind of breakout game, Suarez has been a disappointment. He's not been good. And he was striking out 36% of the time. I got, well, that's really, really high. And then I'm like, but he's not even the highest on the team. That honor goes to Dylan Moore, 50%. That's just unbelievable.
But he got a hit the other day.
Oh, and we love Dylan Moore.
He got a hit the other day.
Yeah,
he's gonna make it. He's gonna survive now. He's gonna make it the whole season. I have no idea how he's doing.
Is he gonna survive? I guess
because he can play so many positions. I guess. Yeah.
Whatever, but yeah.
Are you concerned? How concerned are you about the Mariners? Because they were 8-1 to win the World Series last week. Now they're 11-1.
I think they're having a bad road trip, and they've run into a really damn good Phillies team. The Phillies are freaking good. I mean, that's the reason why their record is where they're at, and the leading the East. I mean, that lineup, top to bottom, is as good as any lineup that I think any Mariner fans have seen this year. And look at the pitchers they ran into. That Sanchez guy was a stud on Tuesday. He's an absolute stud. Left 6'6", 200 pounds with a tremendous fastball. The slider thing or whatever the hell he's throwing is all over the place. His changeup was great. He was terrific. I mean, they run into 3 really good left-handers against the Phillies. Yeah. So I don't know. I mean,
yeah, I'm not
overly concerned yet.
I'm not either. I suppose you could kind of go with the same old Mariners. Here they go. Boy, everybody's getting high on them, and that's right when the Mariners go in the tank. And then when they go in the tank, that's when they're going to, start hitting again and start playing well again. But no, I mean, with what Houston's doing, only a game and a half ahead of the Mariners. They've been struggling too. And
well, thank God for them.
Fortunately, the Mariners are in a bad division.
Yeah.
So they're okay. You guys start watching out for the Royals, though. You see what the Royals are doing lately?
Tell me.
Yeah, they're only 2.5 back in the wild card race. They've won 7 of their last 8, Buck.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You worried about the Royals?
I am not worried about the Royals. No.
Okay.
I am not.
Well, maybe you should be.
Well, I'm not. I mean, do you think they're going to fall out of the playoff race?
No, that's the other thing. So because Houston's not that good, and you can say whatever you want to say about the Mariners, but I think this race is going to go down. Either the Mariners are going to win this thing by 3 or 4 games, and it won't go down to the last week because the Mariners will show they're better than the Astros ultimately, or the Mariners are at least going to be in the chase and have a chance to win the AL West right down to the last series of the season, I would think. But you look at the wild card, if they don't make the top of the AL West, who's going to ace them out of the wild card? Like, good point. Nobody thinks the Royals are going to do it.
Maybe
but
the
they're
Royals
only
could.
2.5 back now. And then the
Guardians
other
are
two
3
teams that are chasing them, I think, are Texas and Cleveland, and they're under 500, so they're no good.
No,
you might get a wild card by default this year.
No. Cleveland is 64 and 61.
Oh, okay. So I'm off.
Sure, yes, just a little bit.
You want accuracy on the show?
This is the accuracy show of record. Cleveland's only 3 games back. I'm looking at the standings right now. The Rangers, they're done. They're 6 back. You got to deal with the Royals and the Guardians. But again, and I know it's just to get in the playoffs, and everyone's going to say it doesn't matter, just get in, and it doesn't. Good things going to happen. They're a playoff team, and you just got to get in. You see what happens. If they don't win the division this year, it's a disappointment.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, and I'll be excited they make the playoffs. This is an utterly disappointing season if they can't win the division. This thing was set up on a platter for them.
If they get one of those wild card bursts where they don't get a game at T-Mobile, I mean, come on.
Yeah, I mean, again, people will be excited they got in, and I will, and everybody will be. But if
leadoff triple for the Phillies.
You can't just stop ruining it for me. I'm going to start Trey Tanner, Mariners lead.
Okay, I got two closest to the pins for you since you brought up closest to the pin. How many home runs does Castillo give up today? And which inning will the first one be hit? And it was almost by this guy.
Second inning. Do you want to place a wager on that one? Hey, when are you going to pay me for my bets?
You haven't won yet.
Yeah, but when are you just going to pay me, though?
Well, it's just like Milroe. I'm going to win that one, so I don't really have to pay you $50 for Cal hitting 50.
Yes, you do have to pay me.
Okay.
You got to pay me money. Pay up. Oh, the dogs are barking. There we go. That's always fun.
Well, why would you care today? Because no one's listening or watching.
That's fine. You owe me $50 on Cal reaching 50, and you're going to owe me another 20 for Gino, because remember you made that bet that Gino's going to hit more home runs than Cal. Those are 2 bets are going well for you. So that's going to be 70. The Milroe bet, I've already conceded I'm going to lose that because they already did it. They did it in the preseason game against the Chiefs. They ran them out there for that tush push. And what was the bet? Was it between the 30s or the 20s?
I forget what it was, but it was really stupid on your part.
It was. So let's just say, let's say the 30s, between the 30s.
Okay.
Are you okay?
I don't know.
Are you distracted right now?
I don't know. Don't you have somebody that can go back in the archive and find that?
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you need a timeout to address what's going on with your animals?
No, you seem to be okay with it. You're okay with it.
You seem to be like either you're distracted or like I'm 2 seconds behind you with your reactions to everything.
No, I'm not distracted at all. I'm happy to be back. I missed you.
So Milroe, the $20. Yeah, I'll go back and look at it. It was the red zone.
Did you even hear what I just said? I missed you.
No, you didn't. You didn't. You didn't miss. You didn't miss so much. You're like, oh, can I just have Monday off? Sure. You have Monday off. Already missing Friday.
Is it? Oh, Schwarber almost hit that one out. Okay. So.
How distracted we are.
Was it okay with you? Was it okay with you that I took the day off so that I could spend the day with my mom on her 96th birthday?
You can take every day off. I'm just wondering if I'm Brad Brotherton going, what am I paying for?
I texted him and gave him the heads up on that.
We just got this new deal, and God, he's been on one time.
Okay, let's have a viewer poll or listener poll.
Yeah.
Okay, Jim Moore, that's me speaking in the third person. I took time off to help my kids get settled into their apartment in Pullman. Now, I understand they're 21 and they could probably do all this themselves, but I had a U-Haul where I took some furniture up there. All right, so there's that. That's why I missed Friday. Monday, I missed it so I could go out to the coast and spend it with my mom on her 96th birthday. Meanwhile, Jason Puckett, whose name is on this show, pucksports.com, the podcast, Limback Lumber. You can get it on Spotify and all that. He took time off to go play free golf at Gamble Sands.
Well, clearly, people will vote for me. That was the better move.
I'm not so sure about that.
Yeah, clearly the better move.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Yes. Hey, you have to make it up with Brad, not me.
Okay.
Yeah, you and Brad you and Brotherton have got your own little separate deal.
I'll do my best to do that.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what a month from today is?
A month from today would be September 20th.
The Apple Cup.
The Apple. There you go. Good for you. You gonna head on over?
Yeah, but I saw they're down to 250 tickets available. It's going to be a sellout at Martin Stadium.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So you're looking for tickets. So when will you text Bill Stevens at Wazoo for free tickets?
Probably after the show today.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe he can be my east of the mountains Tim Hevley.
Hey, Bill. Good long time no talk. And in fact, it's been a couple of years. Hey, you got free tickets for the Apple Cup, by the way?
I only need one.
You only need. Oh, yeah, that's right. Well, can't just steal like a student pass or something from Mikey and Stevie.
God, I'm in a tough spot though, Puck. I'm in a tough spot with that one because Kathy's birthday is September 19th, and I planned on driving to Pullman on Friday, the 19th. So what do you do? I mean, I'm thinking I'll probably drive the morning of the 20th. She doesn't want to spend her birthday weekend in Pullman, and what would you do?
A long way of telling me you're not going to be there on the 19th again?
No. I'm probably going to stay here in Bend. Another base hit by the Phillies, by the way.
You're going to drive over Saturday morning so you can spend Friday with Kathy, your bride, for her birthday.
Yeah, correct. Is that what you would do?
Sure.
With the CEO?
If she doesn't want to go to Pullman, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right.
It's a good move. I mean, because if you leave Friday on her birthday, I'm going to Pullman, I'll see you later. Yeah, she's going to be upset, and probably rightfully so. She'll be upset.
You think?
Well, would you want to be
left
left alone on your birthday?
Well, I was thinking about, hey, could we celebrate on the 18th instead of the 19th? Like, I don't know when your birthday is. Mine's on June 24th. If she said, hey, I've got something going on the 24th, do you mind if we go have dinner on the 23rd? I think most guys would be okay with that.
Let me ask you an honest question. I know how you're going to answer this already. What are you more excited for, celebrating her birthday or the Apple Cup game?
Oh, far and away, the Apple Cup.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Yeah.
Have you expressed that to her yet, or?
No, but don't you run out of stuff? I mean, we're in our 24th year of marriage, or 25th, I guess. Don't you run out of ideas of what to get your wife?
I agree. Yes. You're good. I mean, it's not like a big birthday, is it?
Well, you know what she got me for my birthday this year? She got me one of those, I'm going to be careful how I say this because you're going to go down the sexual road like you.
I won't. I promise I won't. I promise.
It's one of those vibrating, things that you put on your muscles, that goes, where it loosens things up in your body. Okay. So she got me that, plus this pooper scooper thing for the dogs, where you have a little broom and a little, dustpan thing with plastic bags, and then you go around your yard so you don't have to bend over and pick them up. Those were my birthday presents. Yeah, that doesn't.
Have you used the vibrator yet?
A couple times.
And how's it gone?
Okay.
Do you use it on Kathy?
See, here you go. No, I have not used it on Kathy. Kathy has used it herself, though.
Same room?
I think she uses it when I'm gone. You want to keep going?
Does she use the vibrator on you?
Yeah, once.
And how'd that go?
Good. Yeah. She feels like I need that. And the PT guy said the same thing.
Has the PT guy used it on you?
No. He has not.
Do you think he wants to?
No, I don't think so.
Would you like me to move on?
Castillo's in hot water already.
What a great transition. Why are the starters so bad on the road?
Why? Because the parks aren't as pitcher friendly as the one they pitch in Seattle.
But there's got to be more to it than just it's not a. I know that T-Mobile's a pitcher friendly park, but these guys go on the road and it's like they're.
I forgot they had Brandon Marsh. I love Brandon Marsh with the Angels. It was like, God, the homeless guy's up again.
Yeah. Well, he's been on the team for quite some time, bud. In fact, I think he won a World Series or was in the World Series when
Don't you like Brandon Marsh though? Wouldn't you like to have a beer with Brandon Marsh?
I bet he'd be a fun guy.
I know. Because clearly you know that he doesn't care. Yeah. I mean, he cares about baseball, but he doesn't care about his appearance.
Yeah. There's got to be something else with these guys. I don't know. Maybe you're right. Maybe it's as simple as it's just the ballpark and they're more comfortable pitching there. But God, they're splits, all of them. They're draft. The only one that doesn't have a drastic split is Wu. He's the only one.
Yeah.
The rest of them are nuts.
God, isn't it weird though to see these guys when they have a truly bad outing? Because last year you were just so used to it just being so good, start after start after start. It didn't matter who you threw out there. And then, God, on this road trip, I mean, Logan Gilbert, you don't expect that.
God, he doesn't look right. He just has not looked right all year. All year long, just been off all year.
No,
Kirby's been off. Castillo has been okay. Woo's been terrific. Miller has, been Miller. Was not.
Woo's
good.
Even had some down moments.
Yeah, but they've been
that one game he gave up 4 home runs. That wasn't too long ago.
No, but they've been few and far between. Right? We can agree on that.
Well, yeah, correct. Because he's got that 6-inning stretch. That streak going.
Mm-hmm.
Castillo's up to 30 pitches
Stop
now.
being distracted of watching the
30
game.
pitches in the first inning.
It's going to be a rough, short outing for Luis Castillo. Castillo's not going to make it out of the 3rd inning.
No, he's not. What did he go? Just 4 last time, right?
Oh, man.
God, he finally got out of it.
These guys.
Brandon Marsh swung at ball 4.
This road trip is just is not been good. The what do you make of the Victor Robles suspension? How about just throwing a bat at a guy? God.
Well, okay, so I'm torn on that because when I first saw it, I thought, oh my God, you can't be doing that. But given the situation and the circumstances of getting hit 5 times in 15 at bats, that it's odd. Like that shouldn't be happening. And are they intentionally throwing at him somehow, some way?
We covered this a lot with Divish today, and I just think I'm gonna parrot what he said. One, listen, he gets hit a lot because he kind of steps into a lot of pitches. His setup leads him to being hit. 2 of those balls that did hit him, he swung at.
Right.
I don't think that there's nothing intentional, and I don't think that there's anything intentional with Joey Estes, who had hit him when they played in the majors. I just think it happened, and it's a coincidence that it happened a lot. I don't think there was any intention for them to throw at Victor Robles. What would the intention be? What did Victor Robles do to someone down in the minors to where these guys would be throwing at him?
Well, probably nothing, but it occurred to me that maybe there was some bad blood from, maybe when he at single A sometime 5 years ago. Who knows? Yeah. It's strange to be a guy on a rehab assignment to get hit 5 times in 15 at bats.
Yeah. I just think it was a coincidence. I don't think there's anything intentional about going and trying to hit Victor Robles. And it's,
could you see yourself doing that? That's the thing. I thought about it, and I don't throw clubs anymore. I used to, but in that situation with him throwing the bat, everyone knows you can't do that. And I might have reached that point. You reach that breaking point.
I could see him charging the mound. I could see him trying to fight him or confronting him, or at least getting to the point where he was going to confront him. And then, of course, in all baseball fights, he's held back. You cannot throw a bat.
No.
You can't do it. What if the bat?
Did the bat? I didn't see the how it ended up. Did the bat come close to hitting Estes at all?
No, I don't. I think in the video you don't see it.
Yeah.
But what if we would have heard about if it would have hit him? What if it would have hit him? It'd been done for the year. The year. He'd have been done.
Yeah.
So it's an idiotic move. It just is. And people defending him is just, I don't really understand it. You cannot.
Well, because he's a Mariner.
Well, okay. But can we just take the Mariner glasses off for a second and just look at it objectionably a little bit?
No, if that had been an Astros player, it would have been 100% in Seattle against whatever that guy did.
Can't throw a bat at a guy.
What do you think about what the Puckett crisis firm think about his apology?
I thought it was good. Well crafted.
Yeah. I mean, his mom died. He's been through a lot.
Yeah, I think all of that led to his reaction, but you still can't do it. I mean, the not being able to play this year, the injury, his mother, all of it still doesn't excuse you to throw a bat at someone. It's like a.
Well, I know you have a temper. I've seen it before. It doesn't come out very often. But what's something that you have done that after it happened you thought, God, I shouldn't have done that. What was I thinking? But you just reach your breaking point, and you know that it's not right, but you did it anyway.
I mean, I broke a computer back in college.
Okay, well, I did that too.
Yeah, I mean, that's a.
I had one with my wife not too long ago. It was about, I don't know, a month or two ago, where I'd been eating some ice cream, and I just had a bowl, and God, she was just annoying as hell, and just out of line and all this stuff. And
is this the stuff that maybe we talked about before we shouldn't share?
No, I don't. I think it's okay. I mean, I feel bad about what I'm about to say. But she was like kind of in front of the sink, and I walked into the kitchen, and I was at my breaking point. I'd had enough, and I just thought, God damn it, I can't listen to this anymore. And in frustration, I threw the bowl in the sink. I meant to just throw it into the sink, right, and just cause racket.
Yeah.
But there was a little bit of the marble or the formica or whatever. There was a harder surface that kind of wrapped around the sink. And it hit that instead of the aluminum or whatever the hell the sink is made of, and it broke the bowl and things went everywhere. Yeah, it was not a good scene, and so I'm not proud of that. I shouldn't have done it. As soon as that happened, I thought, oh my God, didn't mean to do that. And I think Victor Robles, how's that for an analogy?
Oh yeah, it's great.
Victor Robles probably felt the same way right after he threw that bat.
Did you guys make up later with a little vibrator work?
No. I think that was before the vibrator came into my life on June 24th.
How has the vibrator changed your life?
It hasn't, because I haven't used it enough. Hey, can you, what's the word in radio? Is it?
So stupid.
What's the word when you have to like talk for a while because a guest doesn't show up? It's called like vaping or vamping. Vamping.
Do you need to leave?
Well, no. I'd like it if you could vamp right now because Dylan Moore is up. And he's one strike away from walking back to the dugout.
You're ahead of me, so I don't like this. As we're doing the show here on a Wednesday, I don't like how you're like.
Why would I be ahead of you though? I don't understand that. I'm way down in Bend, and you're in Seattle.
Are you streaming the show or streaming it? I'm streaming it as well, but I'm on my TV. I don't know why that. You're ahead of me. I don't know. Okay. I don't know if he's going to strike out yet. I'm going to say he's down where I'm watching. He's down 0-2. My prediction is that he fouls off the next pitch and then grounds out to short.
No, you go with your original. Go with plan A. Go with plan A.
So looking.
No,
he's swinging. Well, at least he's getting the bat off the shoulder, huh? There you go, Dylan. That was in the dirt. Was that a drop third? At this point with him, they're doing him a disservice by rolling him out there. They really are. It's just not good.
No, I'm with you. I mean, well, and then like what? It's just like So Luke Raley, you're just going to insist that he can't hit left-handed pitcher?
Well, he can't. He's awful against left-handers.
Okay, would you rather have Luke Raley against a lefty than Dylan Moore?
Well, I think I would at this point right now. Yes, I would just run Luke Raley out there. Yeah. And again, I want to know. I haven't seen. Was there? I mean, I checked. The online today, Twitter, and I didn't see any news on Dom Canzone. He must still be out dealing with it. I don't know if anyone knows if they talked about it in the pregame. I must have missed it, but I didn't see anything from anyone that's in Philadelphia reporting on any update on him. But but is he still not available? Clearly, he's not, or he would have. I would assume been in the lineup. But at this point, I think Luke Raley's hitting like 0.36 against left-handers. But I'd probably rather see him than see Dylan.
Well, how do you ever get better if you're a lefty on a lefty if you don't face lefties? I mean,
that folks. Hey, Brad Brotherton, that is why you pay the money, because that's a great point. I agree. I don't know.
Seriously.
I
think what happens is that you at some point in your career, you get labeled as a guy that can't hit. If you're a right-hander, can't hit right-handers. If lefty, can't hit lefties.
Sure.
You get labeled as that, and you can't shake that label. It's impossible. You end up being a platoon guy. And, these guys all of these guys have never been platoon guys until now.
Yeah.
I'll bet Luke Raley can hit left-handers if you gave him, if you started him every game in this series. I don't think he would have gone over.
I would say to your point, they would counter with, well, when they go to their bullpen, they're likely going to have right-handers coming out of the bullpen, so we want Luke Raley late. Okay. But,
how about having Raley in there? Put him, 7th or 8th in the order against a lefty, and then he's going to get 2 at-bats before the Phillies make a change to the bullpen, and then maybe a right-hander comes in then, and then you got what you're looking for with Raley out there.
So when do you think, and we'll say this, when do you think what inning will Dylan Moore have the game-winning hit?
I think it'll be in the top of the 9th.
Top of the 9th, game-winning hit for.
Take a look at Gino's throw here.
I can't. Stop! You're distracted.
Here it is.
Uh-oh.
I don't think Ben Williamson made a throw like that.
Uh-oh. Stop it. Ooh. Jesus, Suarez.
Solano's short, but he would have to been 10 feet tall to get that one.
Oh, goodness. All right. You want me to do some Seahawks camping news for you before we talk to Divish? Yeah, no. Yeah, we have to, because I'm going to play something for you. Your good friend, little Seahawks camping news, all right? They gone camping.
And I want to bring up a Seahawks column I have in mind and see if it's a yay or nay with you.
Okay, I can't wait to hear. John Schneider, the president general manager, was on the GM Journey podcast with Thomas Dimitroff. He was the former GM of the Falcons. Now, I'm going to assume this topic about acquiring like a big name player who's unhappy with their current contract, and you're giving up a bunch of draft capital for, then you have to sign them to a new contract. Topic is brought up because of Trey Hendrickson, the defensive end for the Cincinnati Bengals. And on this GM Journey podcast, Schneider was talking about his philosophy on acquiring big name players, like, for example, a Trey Hendrickson.
And then from, like the bigger trades we've made, we traded for an individual and made him the highest paid player on our team. And I would never, ever do that again. Just didn't know it philosophically at the time what we were doing. We knew what we were doing, but not, we should have known better.
So let me ask you.
So he says with that interview with Thomas Dimitroff, that in the past, they made a trade for a big name player, then immediately signed him to a huge contract extension. Now, the first player that comes to mind, because there's 2 examples. There's Jamal Adams and Percy Harvin. The first one would be Percy Harvin, because they made that trade in 2013, Percy Harvin. It was a 1st-round pick and a 7th-round pick in 2013 and a 3rd-round pick in 14. They then signed him to a 6-year, $67 million extension. They make him the highest paid player on the team, $25 million guaranteed. So I'm assuming he's talking about Harvin there. I would never do that again. It was dumb. Philosophically, it was a bad move. Now, whether he truly wanted to do that move, or maybe that was a move that Pete Carroll wanted, we'll never know, because Pete Carroll obviously had the final say on all those moves. But he said he would never do it again. Now I wonder, because he did it again, because he did it like 8 years later when he acquired in an even bigger deal with Jamal Adams. He gave up a first and a third round pick in 21, a first round pick in 22. He didn't sign him immediately, but he later signed Jamal Adams to a 4-year, $70 million deal, $38 million guaranteed. He was the highest paid safety in football at the time. And if he had hit all his incentives, his $18 million a year would have been the highest on the team, tying him with Bobby Wagner. So I guess we can assume that they are out on Trey Hendrickson, even if they wanted to be in. But it's interesting to hear him say, hey, we made a mistake, but then he did it. I mean, he made it twice. He did it 2 times.
Yeah, I would think it was more about Percy Harvin.
Okay.
But on the other hand, I was thinking, you won a Super Bowl with Percy Harvin.
Yeah, but they didn't win it because of him.
Well, he basically sealed the game for him with that kickoff return.
Yeah, but he didn't do anything that year other than that play. They were going to win the game regardless. Looking back on it, come on, we all know they were going to win the game regardless of what Percy Harvin did on the opening kickoff. They were dominating the game. For
some reason, I thought about him today. I can remember, I think it was Danny O'Neill and myself. We interviewed Harvin when he came to Seattle. Yeah. And he couldn't have been nicer. And if you that day when we were interviewing him, I thought, man, I can't believe all this stuff I read about you in Minnesota, what was going on with you and how, you just seem like a disruptive force. And, why would anybody want you? He just seemed so candid. And I mean, he must have been a bipolar kind of guy. But
he was hell of a football player.
At least Percy Harvin showed glimpses of why you would pay him as much as you did, whereas Adams never showed any glimpses.
Nothing. Not a single thing. All right, what's the column that you want to write? You want to run a story by all of us. What is it?
God, Castillo looks terrible again. He just does. Look at this shot that Stott hits here. Okay, I think, I know that this isn't right, and I know that it sounds like something I should have written 10 or 15 years ago when it's okay. But I got an email the other day from like Jimmy Shapiro or, Bet Online. You can bet on which teams are going to have male cheerleaders.
Did it start off with, Jim, I hope this finds you well?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah.
But they've got betting odds on male cheerleaders being added, to NFL cheerleading squads.
Because that's like a hot issue, right? There's
a lot of teams. I didn't realize this, but like there's 10 or 12 teams that already have male cheerleaders. And I thought the Seahawks were one of them, but they have the Seahawks listed as being one of the next teams to have a male cheerleader. And
is your column that they okay.
Well, see, I can Substack it or News Tribune and being a retired guy, I don't know what the consequences are for being politically incorrect. But I will stand here and go to my grave saying, I kind of like all girl dancing teams. Is that okay to say that? It seems like it's not okay to say that. And that it should be like, am I supposed to write a column and say, oh my God, that's great that they're finally getting with the times, and they should have a male on a cheerleading team in the NFL. Good for the NFL. I don't believe that. In my heart of hearts, I don't believe that.
Okay.
I don't like that the Seagulls aren't there anymore. I don't like that. I want the Seagulls back.
Aren't they?
I don't want to
there?
see a guy out there dancing. Is that okay? Can I say that? Or do I risk like losing some sort of card of some sort? Go ahead, chime in. What do you got?
I'm gonna just wait till you're done because.
Okay, I'm done.
Okay.
Am I wrong?
Can I talk now, or you want me
to? Yeah. Go ahead.
Do you think anyone wants to read it?
I don't know. I never.
Who cares?
Every time I've written a column, I hope people will want to read it.
But who really cares?
Well, what do you want me to talk? What do you want me to write about?
Another Seahawks. I guess for your readers, isn't there another Seahawks topic? If you're going to write something about the Seahawks, shouldn't it be something about the team rather than who the cheerleaders are? Do you think that would be more valuable or entertaining than I don't want a male cheerleader?
Yeah, but I used to take pride, whether it's, good to take pride in this or not, but I always tried to write columns that you weren't going to get anywhere else. And I think that this one would, like, what am I going to write about? Like, boy, Anthony Bradford, and, find out more about Anthony Bradford and talk about the right guard, or Clint Kubiak. It's so funny to me. And yeah, they've been great in the preseason, but can we keep in mind that it's preseason? Like what if the 49ers defense just shuts down that running game and that zone blocking scheme? And then what are we going to say?
There's your column.
No, because that's negative. And
but an old white guy in Ben screaming at the clouds that I don't want a male cheerleader on my football team. That's not negative.
Okay, Puck, do you want a male cheerleader on the Seahawks dancing team?
See, I'm going to answer this, and you and other people are going to be like, "No, you're just saying that because you want to be politically correct." I do not care. I'm not going to the game to watch the cheerleaders. I'll go to the game to watch the football.
I don't mind the male guys out there with the megaphones, and throwing the girls up in the air and all that. If they want to do that, great. And again, I know this is very politically incorrect for me to say this, but I miss the damn Seagulls, okay? And they had to rename the team because they added guys or whatever. Yeah. I'm going to write it. You know what? I'm going to write it just to see.
Fine.
And then, you're going to be like, God, you should have written about Anthony Bradford. And
I think you should write about the Clint Kubiak and its preseason stuff. But I mean, it's your
God,
website.
they talk about Clint Kubiak like he's God's gift to offensive coordinators, though, don't they? If he's so damn good, why'd Minnesota get rid of him?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, you can go down that road too if you want.
You write whatever you want to write. That's yours.
No, that's part of the appeal to being retired. It's like, I can't get fired anymore. You're the last guy who can fire me.
But I guess when you go, like, first of all, when you're watching it, you don't go to the game. So when you're watching it on TV, they don't show the cheerleaders anyways, really.
Yeah, sometimes.
So when you sit down on Sunday, you're like, all right, let's I want to quickly get rid of this place so we can go watch the Seagulls.
Well, I don't know. It just bothers me.
Okay.
It bothers me. And like, okay, how about if I lived in Dallas and I wrote a column saying, yeah, the Dallas cheerleaders, they've been around a long time, but you know what? It's time that the Cowboys get with the times and add a male to that cheerleading staff.
How do you think that would go over in Texas?
It would just go over horribly. They'd be like, get rid of that columnist. That guy doesn't know what he's talking about.
I just don't really care. It doesn't bother. I don't have an opinion one way or the other because I don't have enough energy to care about who they put on the.
You want me to break down the zone blocking scheme? Would you want to read about that?
Now
why it's so effective?
No, I think.
And why it plays to the strengths of the linemen?
I think for the car wreck nature of this upcoming column, I want you to write the column because I want to read the replies.
Okay. Do you think I should do it? See, Substack, I can get away with it because the only one I have to answer to is me. Do you think the News Tribune sports editor would run this?
Not a chance.
Not a chance?
Zero.
Yeah, okay.
0.00 chance.
Okay, I'll do it for Substack then.
Who's the editor there?
Sean Robinson.
Is there not a chance that Sean Robinson lets that go?
Well, I don't know. I think he might. He let it go when I was ripping Salk, and did the behind the scenes thing at 710. He let that go. I thought you could argue that I was very unprofessional with that, and I didn't know if he was going to run it, but he ran that.
Well, then run it by him. Then pitch it to him. What is the worst thing he's going to say is no.
Okay.
He might look at it and go, hey, this
I don't
will
know.
get
Are
it.
there that chat room you have? Are there any listeners that would read that column? I bet you there's people who feel the same way that I do, that there shouldn't be male cheerleaders.
I'm sure there's a million people.
But then are we unenlightened for saying that?
I think you're unenlightened. It's your opinion. You don't want to see male cheerleaders out there.
Okay. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't.
Hmm.
Yeah. That's it. That's all I got.
That's all you got.
Yeah. But I think in your heart of hearts, you don't want to see male cheerleaders.
See,
either,
this is I just love people like you. I just love people like you. I give you an answer to a question, and then you don't believe the answer to the question.
I know that's because I know you.
I don't know how many more times I can say I do not care. It does not bother me. I don't care. Let me ask you, when you were covering the Sonics and they had male dancers, did that bother you?
Did they have male dancers?
Yeah, so it bothered you so much.
Sonics dance team?
So you can't even remember that they had male dancers. It bothered you so much.
No, yeah.
It bothered you so much back then that you didn't write the column back then that you didn't want to see male dancers when the Sonics had a dance team. So why does it matter for football?
Okay. That's a fair point.
Yeah.
Fair point. I don't have a comeback for that.
Yeah, put that in your pipe and smoke it.
I'm just saying I miss the Seagulls.
I mean, but they just renamed it. It's the same deal, isn't it?
Well, why'd they rename it? They had to rename it because they added guys.
Oh, well, just say.
What were they going to Seagulls and Seagulls?
I don't know. I was just trying to think of something else that they could name it. I couldn't come up with something.
I told you I was going to reach an age where I was going to start to lose it, and that you need to tell me that when I'm starting to lose it, so I can bow out gracefully rather than get yanked off the podcast because my God, he's a doddering old fool. Yeah.
So when does this column come out? When does this come out?
Probably next week. I mean, I need to write Tuesday for the News Tribune, but maybe I should. I'll run it by Sean and see what he has to say.
Yeah. All right, before you go, we have to do let me just give me some house cleaning stuff on the Seahawks real quick. Other than that, they got their joint practice tomorrow. Everyone knows that. Then they got the Packers' final preseason game on Saturday. Jeremy Fowler reporting Dalton Risner, guard. They're bringing him in for a visit. Good. The reaction from someone's like, why were they bringing in someone else? I don't know. You can never have enough good offensive linemen. And if this guy can play, then have another offensive lineman in there. You never can have enough offensive linemen. So I'm good with it. Other stuff injury-wise, Torrey Horton didn't practice again yesterday. Nwosu didn't practice, still hasn't practiced. Knight's still out. What else do we got? Ken Walker did practice. Maybe we'll see him there.
Are you good with the pass rushers they have on this squad?
Yeah. They could always have more. I mean, I would be better if I knew Nwosu was going to play, but
yeah. See, especially with Nwosu and his status, you would think that maybe they'd be, they at least test the waters a little bit with Hendrickson.
Yeah, but I mean, if John Schneider says this on that podcast that he's never going to do it again, then he's never going to do it because that would cost them draft capital and then sign this guy to a huge deal. And so I would assume with his comments on that podcast that they are out of the running for him. All right, let's get to in other news. Real quick, Yordan Alvarez nearing return to the Astros. He's currently on a rehab assignment. The plan is for him to be activated this weekend against the Orioles. So it looks like the Astros will be getting one of the most feared hitters back in their lineup. I don't know if you've seen this story. I don't know if you're watching the Little League World Series, but Rob Manfred was on there. He was talking about expansion, and then with expansion comes realignment, possibly. And he's mentioned he didn't mention this. I had Duquette on yesterday. And Duquette said, hey, the two cities they're hearing the most about are Nashville and Salt Lake City. Portland and Charlotte are like the plan B or on the second tier. FoxSports.com just did a story that came out yesterday, how Major League Baseball's divisions and rivalries shift if the league expanded and realigned. And they put out a possible or potential MLB realignment. Are you curious to see where they put the Mariners? They put the Mariners in the National League Northwest Division. That has themselves, the A's, the Giants, and the new team that would be in Portland. Sign me up. I'm in.
Four-team division.
Yeah, there would all be 4 teams.
You're in?
Yeah, I love that. I love it.
God, I don't know. When you talked about the National League, though, I like the idea of being in the same division with the Dodgers, the Angels, the Padres. I mean, I know you can only have 4, though.
The National League Southwest, which would be the Dodgers, the Padres, Angels, and Diamondbacks. The National League Central would be the Rockies, Royals, Rangers, Astros. National League Midwest would be the Cubs, White Sox, Cardinals, Reds. The American League Southeast would be the Braves, Marlins, Rays, and the team in Charlotte. This is if they would go to the Charlotte-Portland thing. But this would also work if you expanded to Nashville and Salt Lake City. Because Salt Lake City would probably be in the NL Northwest. The American League Great Lakes Division. Great. That's tremendous. Twins, Tigers, Brewers, Blue Jays. The American League Mid-Atlantic would be the Orioles, Nationals, Pirates, and Guardians. And the American League Northeast would be Phillies, Red Sox, Mets, and Yankees. So I if they were to do this, I love where the Mariners are at. Perfect. I mean, you got a good natural.
How do you feel about them going to the National League?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. What does it matter? There's no interleague anymore.
Yeah, I was just wondering.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, fine.
Like when the Seahawks went from the AFC to the NFC, initially I don't think any of us liked it.
I still don't like it.
Yeah, I know. It's God, that AFC West was better than the NFC West.
Of course,
the rivalries, and they were built in for so long. It felt like every game was a rivalry game, didn't it?
Yes. Yeah. This one that we're in now is just, it's not like what we grew up with. Not at all. Not at all. So thumbs up, thumbs down, or are you kind of lukewarm?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I like that. I would love to see Portland get a team. I don't like hearing their plan B.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. It's just they again, according to Jim Duquette and others in baseball, it seems like Nashville and Salt Lake City are the 2 prominent teams. Finally, in other news, did you see Klay Thompson returned home? You were there. I think you were there.
I saw that. Klay was out there at practice. He was out at Palouse Ridge. Klay was everywhere.
He visited his old house that he lived at, where the cop wrote him a ticket for smoking weed in his driveway.
Yeah, Klay Thompson going back. Well, hopefully they did what you want Washington State to do, talk to him about getting some money. And
there was somebody on Twitter that literally said, so the new trend in college athletics are pros going back to their alma mater and being the GM of the team or the assistant GM. And basically they just are funneling their money into the basketball program. And I said, you saw the tweet, I hope he becomes the GM of the team. And this guy responded to me like, they just hired a guy. Is that guy worth millions and millions of dollars like Klay Thompson is? No. That the whole idea is that he becomes the GM of the team where he just puts his money towards the basketball program. They tried to get money out of him when they retired his jersey a few years ago. And according to people that were behind the scenes, like Pat Chun and his whole crew bungled the whole thing, like ruined it. And so he hadn't been back since then, and he hasn't given money. And so maybe this is a way to like break the ice and get him back in the good graces with the new AD, who didn't immediately, when he gets off the plane, hotbox him into a room and ask, hey, are you going to give money? So maybe he gives back to the basketball program. But I mean, God, he's the most famous alum we have. And just donate $10 million, whatever you got.
Well, I think Klay would be open to that idea. I mean, he loves Washington State, Pullman. He loves the basketball program. And I think he would like to see that basketball program reach different heights than he ever did. I think the best we ever did when Klay was there was the NIT.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think Klay would do it. I don't know. 10 million might be a little steep, but.
Well, I'm just throwing.
I know that, but I think Klay would definitely donate. He probably already donates.
No, I don't think he does.
He doesn't donate at all?
No, that was the whole thing. Not
even $18.95 a month like you and I?
No, that was the whole thing I just described to you when the retirement jersey. Like the Pat Chun and those crew, he got off the plane and they hotboxed him immediately, and he got turned off by it because he was there for his jersey retirement. He's like, hey man, I'm here to hang out with my buddies and have a jersey retired, and you're hotboxing me right away to give money. And he was a little taken aback by it, and yeah, they did not handle it well. All right. You enjoy the rest of your day. Work on that column. Comes out next week. Jim Moore hates male cheerleaders.
Yeah. You call it whatever you want, Puck. It's your podcast, man.
No, say that should be the title of the story.
Yeah. You want me back Friday or?
Brad does. Brotherton.
Yeah. Oh, Brad Brotherton. I thought you were thinking Brad Adam. Yeah.
No,
okay, I'll be back Friday. Is he going to be off fishing, or what's he going to be doing?
I think he's back. He was back last week.
Was he? Okay.
Oh, he had great stories about that fishing lodge. God, it looks like paradise.
I heard that. Paradise. Run by a Coug? Yeah, I listen to your podcast when I'm not here.
Thank you.
I'm supportive.
Yeah. Thank you very much. I know you are. All right, love you. Go Cougs, and we'll see you on Friday.
All right, go Cougs. Take care, Puck.
There he is, Jim Moore, with us, the go-to guy. Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. That's a lengthy one. We usually don't go that long with Jim, but we got kind of carried away there a little bit. All right, we got Hey What the Puck coming up here momentarily. First, though, we catch up with him every Wednesday. He is our MLB insider, Ryan Divish, from I almost said the News Tribune. He used to work at the News Tribune. He's at the Seattle Times. So we catch up with him. We talk Mariners baseball. He's not on the road trip. Adam Jude is on the road trip as we speak. Divish and I, we catch up. We talk a lot about, on the sneak preview of this, the full episode available for Puck's Posse members. Go to pucksports.com, sign up, and you can watch and listen to the full podcast that we recorded this morning. On our sneak preview of it that we give to you for free, we talked a lot about the suspension, the fallout of Victor Robles. Start, though, with the Robles suspension. Okay, he's getting hit left and right down in Tacoma, and then it comes out there's a history between him and the pitcher that dates back to the majors. But again, he threw a bat at a guy, and he rightfully gets suspended for 10 games. I mean, you just I do love the people defending him. He did throw a bat at someone. He gets suspended, but now it led to some confusion. And I'll be honest with you, I was kind of unaware of this rule and how they had to play a man down. And you did a good job of clarifying it to people, because I thought there's a lot of people on Twitter that asked you some great questions about why doesn't this apply to people that are suspended for PEDs? Why do they not have to play a man down? We'll get into the Robles suspension in a second, justifying it, not justifying it. But explain to people, when he does serve this suspension, why they have to play a man down.
So, and I'm not exactly clear on all of it, but from what I was told is that a suspension for in-game fighting or an incident like this is different than a PED suspension, because that occurs off the field, or, the Wander Franco situation, which, really occurs God knows where. But so those are different levels of suspension. But when you are suspended for fighting, or if you had an altercation with an umpire or something like that, you have to play a man down. You don't get to bring a guy up. And so and that's why. And you're right, it's because he threw the bat. If he goes out to the mound and confronts the guy and tries to fight the guy with his fists, he probably gets 2 games. You appeal it down to 1 game. It's not that big of a deal. But he threw his bat. What's crazy is people are like, well, he got hit 5 times. You know what? He swung at 2 of the pitches that he got hit on 5 times. I mean, literally. Let's be real clear. He swung at 2 of the pitches he got hit on.
Well, are people trying to say they were targeting him? I don't know. I mean,
no. Joey Estes doesn't know where the baseball. Yeah. Joey Estes doesn't know where the baseball's going. And as the Mariners, and I'm talking with some people within the Mariners, if you watch Robles, he dives out over the plate on every pitch. He gets hit a lot because his hands, the way he swings and the way he kind of attacks it, he dives out over the plate. Now, does he react like a soccer player sometimes when he gets hit? Yes. I was waiting for the icing spray and the stretcher to come out a couple of times when he's been hit. And I get that he's frustrated because he's been beat up this year and he's trying to work his way back. But once you throw a bat, you're done. It's just like that's the thing. Like, I don't know. Somebody says, "Well, Bryce Harper went out with his helmet or whatever." Yeah, it's like when Myles Garrett took Mason Rudolph's helmet off and started swinging at him with it. You just can't do that. I mean, I was watching the video. You remember Delman Young when he threw the bat at the umpire and it hit the umpire from the dugout? He got 50 games. 50.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, and it would have been different.
Oh, that's a good point, though. But Divish, what if the bat had hit him?
Yeah. Oh man, it'd have been more. Probably been 20. And then you're getting into whether or not they could have pressed the charges, because I believe when Delman Young hit the umpire back in the day, the umpire pressed charges on him for assault. So this thing, like, it's just bad all the way around. Like, I understand he lost his cool. Again, he swung at the pitch. It hit him in the chest, but he swung at it. It wasn't like it was like, it was good enough for him to swing at, or maybe it was a defensive swing, but like, this is a problem for them. And it's like, I remember I see the video and I was like, "Oh, that's not good." And then once he saw the bat go in the air, I was like, "Oh, that's 10 games minimum." Because they're going to try and send a message. They're like, a bat is a weapon. You just don't do it. And then, because he's a major league player on a 40-man roster playing in a rehab assignment, that's why it has to be served at the major league level. Had it been on a minor league contract or whatever and just playing in the minor leagues, he wouldn't have had to serve at the major league level. But that's
and to clarify for
he's
people,
on loan technically.
Yeah, and to clarify, it's a soccer term, and to clarify for people, he can still participate with Tacoma. He can still be on his rehab assignment playing games.
Right now, because he has appealed the suspension. They call it the suspensions in abeyance. Nice term, but once they figure out, and my guess is maybe they knock it down to 8 games at most. I mean, I'd be surprised if it goes down any less than that. Once they knock it down to whatever many games it is, then he can't participate anymore. Like, once he goes through the appeal process, then the Mariners have to make a decision on what they're going to do. And he cannot.
So that's a good clarification, because that's another thing I was confused about. So once they finalize the suspension, he can't even do any more games in the rehab assignment.
No, he can do the workouts, but he can't do the games. He can go down to Arizona if he wants and participate in like, their like inter squad games or stuff like that. If they do that at extended spring training, but anything that has an umpire and is kind of like a sanctioned game, he cannot participate in. So, not ideal for him and in his recovery, because they were probably hoping to play 4 or 5 more games before bringing him back on this homestand. And now, they can't do that.
Yeah, and that gets me to my second point, because now the hand-wringing has been, what do they do with the roster? They bring him up before September 1st, play a man down. They got to play a man down no matter what, but do they bring it up before September 1st, before they expand the rosters? But then I was thinking, to me, I don't know. I don't really think it's that big of a deal. I'll be honest with you. If they brought him up before that, they had to play a man down. I mean, there are 2 prime candidates that you could easily DFA to get him on the roster. If they wait until they expand it, Divish, if they wanted to get to his number of 50 plate appearances, which what they said, I guess technically they said between 40 and 50. And I know DePoto, I think, told Adam Jude, hey, listen, it was the 3rd week of August, but we're talking about the difference of a few days of when he would actually be participating with the M's again. I guess I don't sense the angst over how many games he would actually miss for the Mariners, based on what they wanted to do when they wanted to bring him up versus now this suspension. Am I off on that?
What? Kind of, but not really. So like when I wrote out the Mariners would have to play a man down, because everybody's like, okay, we'll just activate him off the IL now and start a suspension so he can come back. And then when I wrote that they would have to play a man down, the running joke on Twitter was, they've already been playing a man down because of Dylan Moore. But again, like, the thing is like, you play a man down, you're playing in a close game. Not that they've played in many lately, but you play in a close game and all of a sudden Mitch Garver's on second and you need to pinch run, and then you don't have a guy that can do that. You'd have to make an adjustment, you know.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Then
I
if you
wouldn't.
got rid of Dylan Moore.
Yeah, I wouldn't do Dylan Moore. See, it's just easily it's Donovan Solano. It's not even a question.
Yeah, I would think so. I would think so too. You know, I think that's so. To me, is like that's. Do they want to play with 12 guys right now? You know, start it now, play with 12 guys, and then have him ready to come back, or do they wait and then when the rosters expand to 28, do they do it then? But then you're later into the year. You know, it's whatever 11 days from now. So I don't know how they're going to do it. Maybe they try and goose it. You know, like they are versatile enough with the guys on their bench that they could do that a little bit more. But I think that they had a plan kind of set out that, you know, they'll bring Robles back around this time, you know, around September 1st, maybe a little bit before that. And I think, you know, I always thought Solano would be the first casualty. And then, you know, once rosters expand, when you bring Robles back, maybe you bring up Harry Ford or you bring back Mastroboni or whatever you do when you do that. But now I think they have to readjust all their thinking because they're of this whole suspension thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. And I was trying to check to see. I think it just only matters to the one thing. Like, you know, when the rosters expand, if Robles' spot isn't available, can you have the unbalance and only go with 27, or do you have to stay at 26 until Robles comes back before you can go to 28? I didn't know that for certain.
There's a lot of numbers, and I'm gonna give you a lot of numbers too, because I was looking at it and I'm just basing it on how many at bats he's gotten down in Tacoma. He's gotten let's see, what is it? 19 ABs down there so far. They roughly said, I think it was between 40 and 50. They tended to decide, I think, a little bit more on 50. You know, if he averaged like 4 a game, he would reach that mark around August 27th. And so he would start a suspension. Yeah, then he would start a suspension with the M's on Friday, August 29th. He'd be ready by September 9th. If he waits for the rosters to be expanded on September 1st, his first game would be September 11th. I mean, roughly.
But it's not just, it's not days, it's games.
So, I know, but like that is the games. His first game would be on the 11th of September.
I mean, I guess that's just kind of what you do. Your process is, when do you think you need him back? I mean, they certainly could have used him in this series with all the left-handed pitching that they saw. It would have helped them immensely.
Probably my cue to come back on and not be lazy and get caught up in doing other work. There he is, Ryan Divish, with me. He appears with me every single week here on Wednesdays. That full podcast available for Puck's Posse members. All you got to do is go to pucksports.com and sign up there. The more of the discussion on Robles, we get into the starters, Donovan Solano, Dylan Moore, and a real not deep discussion on Dan Wilson and the criticism that many people have had with Dan Wilson. Fair or unfair of the criticism of him being a manager in his first year. And by the way, today, as Divish points out, marks his 162nd game as the Mariners manager, obviously taking over last year there for Scott Service. And then now in his first full season here at the helm. But again, that full interview with Divish available for Puck's Posse members. It's about 30-plus minutes, as we do every single Wednesday, available there at pucksports.com. All right, before we get on out of here, we've, of course, got to wrap up with Hey, What the Puck. And Hey, What the Puck is brought to you by Restoration One of North Seattle. It's a restoration company that lets you avoid the stress of water, fire, and mold damage with their property restoration services. They are locally owned and operated. Make them your first call when these damages affect your residential or commercial property. 206-817-8917. Visit them online at restoration1.com, the North Seattle franchise. You know, we had a big discussion, as you heard it there, with Divish, and we talked a lot about Victor Robles there. And I don't think there's anyone that doesn't like Victor Robles. I enjoy watching him play. I love the energy that Victor Robles plays with. and the excitement that he brings, the veteran leadership that he brings to the team. But he hurt the Mariners with his actions, what he did. And there's no getting around that. And justifying it or seeing the other side of it, I get. And everyone has their own issues that they're going through in their lives, away from the field, on the field, all of it. And we all make mistakes, and he clearly made a mistake. He's apologetic for it. I get all that. And it's always going to happen that he's going to appeal. Everyone appeals the suspension. So I've seen where people have made comments online, hey, he's apologetic, but he's appealing the decision. That's just a formality. You always appeal the decision. But what he did was wrong, and there's just no excuse for throwing a bat at someone, despite how many times that you have been hit. Has he put the Mariners now at a position where, as they're chasing down the Astros for the playoffs in the division, they're hamstrung here a little bit, what they've got to do here with the roster now when they bring him back, and the fact that they've got to be a man down and what that means for him, and means for the team. So it's just inexcusable. Had that bat landed at Joey Estes, he most likely he would have been gone for the entire season. Probably. You've seen other examples of guys, throwing a bat at an umpire being suspended for 50 games. So it's one of those things that we all can learn. Athletes can learn that, when things happen off the field and the frustrations are mounting, you don't take it onto the field. We talked about the other day with Ketel Marte, Marte dealing with stuff in his personal life, his home burglarized. And is that the excuse of then to go to the Dominican Republic during the All-Star break and they're not coming back and they're not telling their team they're not coming back? We use the example with Duquette with Julio Rodriguez, same situation happened with him, and he didn't know about it for forever. And certainly wasn't taking time off or games off. I think people would have probably understood maybe why he got an excused absence to take some games off based on what happened at his home and what happened at with his girlfriend. But I don't know. Victor Robles was in the wrong. He apologized, move on. But it did hurt the baseball team. In the meantime, and there's no doubt about that, because they definitely could use him on this roster as soon as possible. All right, that's Hey What the Puck, brought to you by Restoration One of North Seattle. Restoration Company lets you avoid the stress of water, fire, and mold damage with their property restoration services. Give them a call, 206-817-8917. Visit them at restoration1.com, North Seattle franchise. Thank you, everyone, for watching and listening to today's show, despite it being on during the Mariners game. Thank you to all our sponsors, as always. Limback Lumber, Chalet Bowl, A Clean Streak, also Brad Brotherton Cadillac, Georgetown Brewery, as always, and Restoration One. Today's Daily Punch Up, find it up on YouTube. When you're there, please subscribe to the channel. You can also find the Daily Punch Up on your favorite podcast platforms, and, of course, up at pucksports.com. When you're there, sign up to become a member of the Pucks Posse. $5 a month gives you and supports all the free daily shows that we do every single day. Plus, we give you some bonus material throughout the week, including our MLB Insider Show with Ryan Divish. Coming up tomorrow, another episode of KJ Arntz with Mitch Levy from the Mitch Unfiltered podcast. Apologies for the sports pit this week. We could not make it work this week due to schedules, but we'll be back next week for another edition of the Sports Pit with Steve Sandmeyer and Matt Stretch Johnson. Find everything up at pucksports.com. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. We'll talk to you tomorrow on Thursday's show. We'll catch up with Brad Adam of Root Sports, Mike Garafolo of the NFL Network, and another episode of KJ Arntz with Mitch Levy from the Mitch Unfiltered podcast. We'll talk to you at 10 o'clock, bright and early in the morning. Until then, as always, promise to be better. Start, though, with the Robles. It's been a train wreck. Playing the wrong audio, coming back late, don't know what I'm doing. When I really mean, truly mean, I promise to be better tomorrow, I do. I really promise to be better tomorrow.
No shoes, no ties.
Would anybody like to smoke some pot?
Yeah.
I was born to love you. I was born to lick your face. I was born to rub you. But you were born to rub me first.
What do you need my address for? We'd like to send out a mailer.
Mother of mercy, I don't speak Japanese!